Howdy, and welcome to the 300th episode of the Texas Bucket List. I'm not gonna lie, this one snuck up on me. I mean, it feels like just a few months ago, we were down at the Alamo celebrating our 200th episode. We had such a fantastic time then that I figured, why not head back to one of the most quintessential stops in Texas to celebrate our 300th? Now, if you haven't been to the Alamo in a while, a lot has changed, and that makes it well worth a stop again on the Texas Bucket List. The Alamo, a hallowed place to Texans who can still hear the battle cries coming from the walls of this sacred site in Texas. This place is only part of the reason 1836 resonates in the hearts of those who love our state. But the outcome of the Texas Revolution didn't just play a role in our state's history, it played a role in our country's history. And the folks who take care of this Texas treasure are able to tell that story better than ever.
Obviously, it's a big responsibility, but we've got a great team here at the Alamo, so everybody shares that responsibility together.
Kate Rogers is the executive director of the Alamo Trust and leads the reins of the Alamo's multi-million-dollar renovation plan.
The last time that the Alamo complex received a major investment of this kind was in 1936 for the 100th anniversary. And that's when a lot of the structures that we all remember growing up. So this is only the second time in its 300-year history that the Alamo has gone through a major transformation like this.
While it's not quite finished yet, the new exhibits and buildings on hand has grown significantly since our last visit.
So this new structure, a lot of people don't realize it's here. The new Mission Gate and Lunette, the 18-pounder exhibit, the Palisade, the new San Antonio de Valero Park. That's only the beginning.
There's a lot of things that have happened since the last time we spoke. This place is moving and shaking.
Ernesto Rodriguez is the senior curator at the Alamo, and he's been here for over 25 years. He showed me around back in 2020, but couldn't wait to show off their newest addition, the Ralston Family Collection Center.
It's a dream come true, because right now what's happening is everyone has come together for a common goal. And that's to be able to tell the story of the Alamo all 300 years in the best way possible.
More space for activities.
Oh yeah, there's a lot more space for activities.
It allowed us to increase the number of artifacts that are on display by 5 times. A lot of our visitors don't realize that we have a collection this big. And over the last year, our amazing curatorial team has been adding literally hundreds of artifacts to the collection that will help us tell the full story.
We just acquired this, and it's a painting of Benjamin Rush Milam. Wow. And so this is an original painting done in life. He's wearing his 1812 uniform. He's one of those men that is a hero of the Texas history because he leads this charge fighting for Texas independence.
One of the biggest additions to the Alamo is the collection of artifacts donated by Texas history buff and musician Phil Collins. It includes a massive diorama of the Alamo, and Collins himself narrates the story about the attack on the Alamo.
At the time he gave it to the state, it was valued at $20 million.
So one of the really interesting things that we have in our collection is objects that were part of the Phil Collins Texana collection.
Okay, so this is all his stuff.
This is his stuff right here. Basically, it's a snapshot of his collection. One of the pieces that really attracts a lot of attention is this cavalry helmet. About 1820s to about 1840s. It still has this horsehair mane. It has the pom-pom on the side, and it's leather. So for it to last this long is really rare with all of its objects that go with it. And so it's a really interesting piece.
One of Santa Anna's swords, cannonballs, and firearms owned by Alamo defenders are a few things you'll find here. But the ring owned by William Barrett Travis takes your breath away.
Now Travis, right before the end, he takes the ring off and he puts a little string around it and he hangs it on the neck of Angelina Dickinson, the daughter of Almiron and Susanna Dickinson. And he says, "Can you make sure my son gets this?" Unfortunately, Charles will never get it. Angelina will grow up, she'll give it to her husband, he'll fight in the Civil War, and it'll be passed down. And then it comes to us in 1955. Now, why 1955? Fess Parker's TV show. It draws a lot of attention for the Alamo, and a lot of items start coming in, as does the John Wayne movie in 1960, as does the Sesquicentennial in 1986. And so objects start coming in. Right now, with our giant project telling the story of the Alamo's 300-year history through a new museum, it's gained that attention as well. So people are giving us items that belong to the people of Texas and telling the story.
The new Mission Gate is now part of the Alamo grounds and showcases what the entrance to the fort might have looked like. There's also a new augmented reality experience in the Long Barracks showing how the Alamo has evolved and changed over the years. The cenotaph is undergoing a massive restoration and will not be moved from its current location. And in 2027, the new visitor center and museum are scheduled to open. But the main attraction continues to be the site itself, and the story it tells of the Texians who took on Santa Anna and his men nearly 200 years ago.
How can we tell a better story? And it's through artifacts, through documents. And so we're building that collection up even more so that when people come in 2027, they're going to see a totally new museum with a lot of new artifacts that have never been seen before.
So many layers upon layers of history that happened here, and we should all be so proud of it because it's really the root of our identity as Texans and our great pride as Texans.
Well, thanks for watching this segment of the Texas Bucket List. To see more, be sure you subscribe to our channel, and to see full episodes, become a member. In the meantime, you can also shop our store at the Texas Bucket List Store and Studio.